Welcome to our Trump Briefing Show. Today, we're diving into President Trump's latest 2026 budget plan, which proposes slashing $163 billion in domestic programs to boost national security. It's all about strengthening the military and focusing less on climate and diversity initiatives. Talk about a bold move ahead of upcoming fiscal debates. Meanwhile, Trump's administration isn't holding back on immigration and media. They've asked the Supreme Court to revoke protections for Venezuelans and are even targeting Harvard's tax status. Plus, they've cut federal funding to PBS and NPR, signaling a push to control the narrative and influence public opinion. And in international news, Canada's Prime Minister Carney is heading to the White House to meet Trump, trying to navigate trade tensions and sovereignty issues. Also, a huge spike in rare earth metal prices is happening thanks to China's export restrictions, which could impact the tech industry and global supply chains. Please continue to watch for more details. The Toronto Star reports that President Donald Trump's proposed 2026 budget reflects a significant shift in U.S. spending priorities, emphasizing increased national security expenditures while proposing drastic cuts to domestic programs, including those aimed at diversity and climate change initiatives. This budget serves as a symbolic statement of Trump's values, highlighting a focus on strengthening defense and border security amidst ongoing political debates over fiscal responsibility and social programs. Meanwhile, the administration is also pursuing aggressive legal actions, such as asking the Supreme Court to revoke protections for 350,000 Venezuelan migrants, illustrating a tough stance on immigration policy amidst broader efforts to reshape the country's immigration landscape. In related developments, the White House is actively shaping military strategy, with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth directing the Pentagon to formulate a new national defense strategy by August 31, reflecting an intent to align military focus with Trump's America First doctrine. Concurrently, Hegseth has extended the deployment of 2 aircraft carriers in the Middle East to maintain pressure on Yemen's Houthis, demonstrating a continued commitment to assert U.S. military presence abroad. Domestically, the administration's approach extends to cultural institutions, with President Trump signing an executive order to cut federal funding to PBS and NPR, accusing these outlets of spreading biased or radical content, thus escalating efforts to influence media narratives and control public broadcasting. The Canadian political scene is also tense, with Prime Minister Mark Carney planning to meet Trump at the White House amid ongoing trade tensions and a recent electoral victory that signals voter discontent with Trump's policies. Carney's comments emphasize that the long-standing U.S.-Canada relationship based on trust and mutual respect is now evolving into a more cautious and independent partnership, especially as Canada's new government seeks to assert its sovereignty. The upcoming meeting underscores the strained diplomatic relations, as Canada prepares to negotiate trade and security issues in a climate of heightened uncertainty, with Carney warning that the old era of close U.S.-Canada integration may be over, and emphasizing the importance of standing firm for national interests. The Toronto Star vividly portrays Prime Minister Mark Carney's upcoming diplomatic encounter with President Donald Trump in Washington, emphasizing the significance of this first post-election meeting. Carney aims to navigate the turbulent waters of Trump's trade war against Canada, which has been marked by tariffs justified by the U.S. over the flow of fentanyl across the border, an issue Carney finds perplexing and unsubstantiated. The article captures Carney's cautious stance, highlighting his refusal to negotiate publicly on the tariffs and his hope to foster a constructive dialogue that could lead to a new trade and security agreement, especially as he campaigns on being best suited to handle Trump's aggressive trade policies and rhetoric about potentially making Canada a U.S. state. Amidst this, Trump's softened tone, calling Carney a very nice gentleman, contrasts sharply with his earlier threats and inflammatory remarks during Trudeau's tenure, illustrating a complex diplomatic landscape fraught with tension and negotiation. Deutsche Welle's sobering analysis delves into the erosion of press freedom in the United States under President Trump, painting a stark picture of unprecedented pressures faced by journalists. Former Washington Post editor David Moranis details how Trump's administration has systematically challenged media independence, turning the once robust American press into an environment where reporting is often met with hostility and censorship. Moranis's insights reveal a disturbing shift in the U.S. political climate, where the free flow of information is increasingly compromised by the executive branch's aggressive tactics, an alarming development that threatens the core democratic principle of a free press. His account underscores how Trump's tenure has transformed the media landscape, raising concerns about the long-term implications for journalism and accountability in America. The 2 articles, though focused on different domains, diplomacy and press freedom, intertwine in their depiction of a nation grappling with profound change. Carney's diplomatic mission symbolizes Canada's cautious effort to maintain stability amid a volatile U.S. political environment, while Deutsche Welle's report underscores the broader context of a democratic society under strain from its leader's contentious relationship with the press. Both pieces highlight a period of uncertainty and transformation, where traditional norms are challenged and new realities are shaping the future of North American politics and media integrity. Nikkei Asia reports that the prices of rare earth metals have soared to unprecedented levels following China's export restrictions on 7 critical rare earth elements, including dysprosium and terbium. These metals, essential for manufacturing electric vehicles, wind turbines, and advanced aerospace components, have seen prices in Europe triple since April, with dysprosium reaching $850 per kilogram and terbium hitting $3,000. China's move, widely perceived as retaliation against U.S. tariffs, has effectively halted exports, causing a supply crunch that threatens to halt EV production altogether due to the difficulty of replacing these materials with alternatives. The scarcity has broader geopolitical implications, prompting countries like the U.S. to seek joint development of energy and mineral resources, especially in regions like Ukraine, which is rich in these critical materials. The Independent highlights a concerning development in Oklahoma, where Superintendent Ryan Walters announced a new social studies curriculum that questions the legitimacy of the 2020 U.S. presidential election, echoing former President Trump's baseless claims of widespread voter fraud. The standards include prompts for students to identify alleged discrepancies in election results, such as sudden halts in vote counting and unusual voting patterns, which critics argue are politically motivated and distort factual history. Walters, backed by far-right groups like Moms for Liberty, has pushed these standards despite opposition from bipartisan educators and legislators who accuse him of dishonesty and politicization. The controversy underscores ongoing tensions over how American history and politics are taught, with critics warning that such measures threaten to indoctrinate students with misinformation and deepen partisan divides. According to the Toronto Star, Magna International CEO Swami Kotagiri expressed relief and increased certainty following the U.S. Customs and Border Protection's clarification that auto parts complying with the Canada-US-Mexico agreement are exempt from the previously announced 25% tariffs, which were set to take effect in May. While significant uncertainty remains about the future of tariffs and border taxes, Magna is operating under the assumption that this exemption will persist, planning to pass on the estimated $250 million in additional costs to customers. The company is also actively working to increase the proportion of CUSMA-compliant parts supplied to the U.S. from 75% to 80%, involving design modifications and customer approvals. Major automakers like GM and Stellantis are adjusting production schedules, such as GM's decision to cut a shift at Oshawa and Stellantis halting Windsor assembly for a week, to mitigate tariff impacts, but no major investments or production shifts have been announced. Despite these challenges, Magna reported a strong first-quarter profit of $146 million, up significantly from last year, with sales slightly down but projected to rise by $1.4 billion for the year, excluding potential tariff effects. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Great dragon breaks ancient streets, leading change with modern beats. Cities rise and towers peak, new dawn breaking, bold and sleek. From the Great Wall to Shanghai, progress moves as kites fly high. Tech and trade, it's all in play, future shines brighter every day. Great dragon roars, change the course, marching strong with mighty force. Whoa. New era, new wave, fast-paced day, history made in full display. Politicians make their plea, voices blend in harmony. Policies for growth and peace, ambitions never cease. Dreams Dreams of silk and digital, bridging gaps from old to new. Fortunes build and bonds renew, nations strengthen, bold review. Traditions hold, but minds explore. East meets west and knowledge door. Complex world they navigate, China's power demonstrates. From the Great Wall to Shanghai, progress moves as kites fly high. Tech and trade, it's all the play. Future shines brighter every day. Great dragon roars, change the course. Marching strong with mighty force. New era, new way, fast-paced day. History made in bold display. Politicians make their plea, voices blend in harmony. Policies for growth and peace, ambitions, their growth and peace. New era, new way, fast-paced day. History made in bold display. History made in bold display. Politicians make their plea, voices blend in harmony. Policies for growth and peace, ambitions never cease. Dreams of silk and digital, bridging gaps from old to new. Fortunes build and bonds renew, nations strengthen, bold review. Traditions hold but minds explore, East meets West at knowledge door. Complex world they navigate, China's power never cease. Dreams of silk and digital, bridging gaps from old to new. Fortunes build and bonds renew, nations strengthen, bold review. Traditions hold but minds explore, East meets West at knowledge door.